Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to me and my friend, the furry microphone thing that's sitting here on my chest. Anyway, today, cabbage, cabbage. I really want to convert the world to cabbage. So I know most of you are going to be switching off around now and going, cabbage, I'll give you cabbage. Well, I'll give you cabbage. Today's dish will be something to tempt you in the direction of cabbage. It's a halushki or a halushka, depending on which part of over there you're coming from. Broadly speaking, a lot of the Eastern European countries are really big into cabbage, and quite a few of them have dishes where it's cabbage and noodles, or as we would call it, sort of stringy pasta. So this is a variation on that today. So it's going to have the cabbage in, it's going to have the noodles in, there'll be plenty of butter. I'm adding kale into this particular one because it adds that extra deep green goodness. And also I had about 1.5 to 2 inches left in a bottle of Frank's hot sauce from something I did the other day. And I threw that in. And as a result, it really is, if you're not a cabbage fan, you want to be interested in the nutrients and everything that come with cabbage, this is a great dish. I won't even think about saying it's a diet dish because there is quite a bit of butter in there, but it is a gorgeous dish. Right, let's get on with it thing. And what is on today's board of stuff and things? Right, we're going to have, what is there, about 250 grams of tagliatelle, about 150 to 200 grams of kale destalked, 1 head of cabbage, 1 onion. I'm using red, you can use brown, about 3 cloves of garlic, about 300 mils to 400 mils of veg stock, 3/4 tablespoons of butter, and a couple of tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. That's where tradition kind of ends, and I'm going to add a little bit of Frank's red hot sauce that I had left over in the fridge from a previous thing, just to give it a bit of zzz. Because the one thing that you could say about this dish, although it's delicious, is it can be a little bit bland for certainly our tastes that like more spice. So I think Frank's is going to rescue it from the mildness and make it sort of woo. Anyway. Righty ho, off we go. Pasta is on over here in quite a salty water. Cook that for about, well, look at the packet and see what it says, how long to cook it for, and take away 2 minutes. Butter, the first half of the butter in here, so a couple of tablespoons. Da, da, da. And then we're going to slowly caramelize our onion in this butter. Turn the heat down a bit so it doesn't burn the butter. In fact, maybe even drop a little bit of olive oil in there so it doesn't burn. Olive oil does help it not burn. And in with the garlic. So I left the onions cooking for about 9-10 minutes. Garlic will be in for 2 or 3 minutes. Da, 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 da. Why does my voice get quite high when I'm talking on camera? I don't know. Probably because of the excitement. And then after that's been cooking for a couple of minutes, start adding in your cabbage and your kale in equal separate measures. When the cabbage and the kale and the onions and the garlic are all nicely coated and it's started to settle a little bit, to soften down. Then we're going to add in our 300 or so mils of veg stock, and that's going to cook down for, I don't know, 20 minutes, I think. Certainly about 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it, low flame. You may not need salt, depends on how strong your stock is, but keep an eye on it as it settles down over the next 15 to 20 minutes, and see if you need any more salt. Right, did I say 20 minutes? It's taken about 30 minutes really for all the liquid to go down, so it's just about right now for the next stage. I did have to add a little bit of salt because the stock I used wasn't giving out enough salt. What I will do now is add in the final little bit of butter. So that makes, about 3.5, 4 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to add in that little bit of Frank's hot sauce that I've got left over from the recipe yesterday. And we're going to throw in the drained pasta, the tagliatelle, which doesn't seem to want to come out. Right. Separate all that tagliatelle out so it doesn't clump, but it does mix in well with everything else. So you're going to cook that until the pasta is cooked, because it was just undercooked before. So going to give that 3 or 4 minutes. And we'll have a look at it then. 3 or 4 minutes. And about a minute or so before the end, your chopped fresh parsley. Why do I say your? The chopped fresh parsley. Your chopped fresh parsley. It isn't yours. It belongs to parsley. And cook that for about a minute to get that lovely parsley flavour in there. That smells really nice. So let's have a taste. Let's get in there. Yeah. Strange. Cabbage, kale and pasta with some butter in there. It's a thing. It's a very good thing. Right. Onwards. Next one. Thank you. Well, thank you for watching this far. This was a particularly good one, largely because I don't film the ones that aren't particularly good. So this is another one that's particularly good. So thank you for sticking around. Mrs. Yu was particularly impressed with this one. I'll do it again. There are variations you can do on this theme. It's essentially, if you use cabbage and noodles as like a palette, you can put on quite a few different colours on top of that. Some of which are meaty, some of which are vegan-y, some of which are, whatever. This isn't vegan because of the butter. But I guess if you wanted to use vegan butter, you could make this dish into vegan. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.